Time now for the Beer Chill morning news on this Friday morning, October 2nd, 2015. Good morning to you all this lovely Friday morning, the 2nd of October, 2015. Here are your news and eyes. Here at our top story at 8 a.m. on this Friday morning. Here's the fourth day of school and barely began when bullets destroyed in the classrooms of Community College of Roseburg, Oregon, added a tranquil timber town that a grim roster of places where its histories are now probably cast in terms. Moscow, Beirut. Russia bombed Syria for a third day on Friday, mainly hidden areas held by rival insurgency groups rather than Islamic State fighters that it was targeting. The Vatican released additional details of the Pope's meeting with Kip Davis, a Kentucky clerk who spent 6 days in jail for raising an issue of marriage licensed to the same-sex couples. Kabul. Taliban fighters were holding out against Afghan troops against us on Friday, a day after government forces recaptured most of the northern city and then fallen to the militants in the biggest victory of a 14-year insurgency. Hurricane Joaquin began slowly drifting toward the northwest on Friday morning, but continued to pound Long Island and over Bahamas Cays for a second day with a 130 mile per hour winds as we take a look at the latest 8 a.m. immediate advisory on Joaquin. Near it is now 130 mile per hour winds to the Category 4 storm. Center location 23.4 to the north, 74.8 to the west, northwest of 3 miles an hour here, and it is gonna go to the north here, and it's gonna be way off the southeastern Nantucket coast as a Cat 1 hurricane is going to see as a storm on Wednesday at 2 a.m. Meaning that we could get waves off the coast and some rain, but we are spared the strike. But this is a coordinate search, so the track will meander to the west or to the east, but this is a track that we could try to make it the track that will determine Joaquin. And now the public advisory here. Extremely dangerous Joaquin moving slowly northwest with it is the batters of Central Bahamas as hurricane conditions continue over the Central Bahamas today. Hurricane warning is in effect for Central Bahamas, northwest of Bahamas, including the App Coast, Berry Islands, Ilufra, Grand Bahama Islands, and New Providence, the Ecklands, Cricket Island, the Barracuda, and the southeastern Bahamas. A hurricane watch in effect for Bimini and the Niger Islands. A tropical storm warning is in effect for remainder of the southeastern Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Islands, Andros Island, the Cuban province of Camagüey, Los Tunas, Hogan, and Guantanamo. A hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the water there as a hurricane. Watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within the watch area. A troublesome warning means that troublesome conditions are extreme expected somewhere within the warning area. Just that Bermuda should monitor the progress of Joaquin. The troublesome hurricane watch may be recorded later today. Here, for storm information specific to your area, please monitor products issued by a local National Meteorological Service. Here, at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, the center of Hurricane Joaquin was located near latitude 223.4 to the north, longitude 74.8 to the west. Joaquin is drifting toward the northwest near 3 miles an hour, 6 miles an hour, kilometers an hour. As a faster northward motion is expected to begin later today, followed by a turn towards the northeast, and it increased to the 4th speed tonight and Saturday. As on the forecast track, the strongest winds of the Joaquin will continue moving over the portions of the central and northwest Bahamas today, and Joaquin will get move away from the Bahamas tonight and Saturday. Max sustained winds are near 130 miles an hour with our gusts, as Joaquin is a dangerous category for a hurricane on the San Francisco hurricane wind scale. Some fluctuations in intensity are possible during the next 24 hours. So weekend it is expected to begin on Saturday as hurricane force winds extend outwards up to 50 miles an hour from the Saturday tropical force winds extend outwards up to 205 miles. Minimum central pressure is just reported by the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is 937 millibars at 27.6 inches here. Hurricane conditions are expected to continue across portions of the central and southeast Bahamas for today. Hurricane and tropical storm conditions are expected over the portions of the northwest Bahamas today. Tropical storm conditions will be affected over the portions of the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands today. As tropical storm conditions are expected over portions of the eastern Cuban part this morning. Storm surge. A very dangerous and life-threatening storm surge will be raised water levels as much as 6 to 12 feet above normal tide levels in the central Bahamas and the areas of onshore flow. As a storm surge of 2 to 4 feet above normal tide levels are expected in the remainder of the Bahamas within the hurricane warning area. Near the coast, the surge will be accompanied by large and dangerous waves. Rainfall. Joaquin is expected to produce total rainfall accumulations of 12 to 18 inches over the Central Bahamas, with estimated maximum amounts of 25 inches. Rainfall amounts of 5 to 10 inches are expected over the southeastern Bahamas, with 2 or 4 inches over the northwestern Bahamas, eastern Cuba, Haiti, and the Dominican Republic, and the Turks and Caicos Islands. This rainfall could result in light threatening flash floods and surf swells generated by Joaquin will affect portions of the Bombers during the next few days. Swells will begin to affect portions of the southeastern coast of the United States will. Spread over along the east coast of the United States throughout the weekend. These swells will likely cause left-handed and surfing with current conditions. Regardless of walking stretch a prolonged period of elevated water levels in the large range will affect the middle Atlantic region, causing significant beach and due to erosion with moderate close and further likely. Please consult products with your local weather office here. All right, let's take a look at other news here. Back to the news here. Expelling PLC, the world's biggest consumer credit monitor from on Thursday, disclosed a massive data breach that exposed sensitive personal data of some 50 million people who applied for service with T-Mobile US Incorporated. A police officer beheaded in broad daylight on one of the most solemn days of the year as thousands of people gathered to pay tribute to the sacrifice of socialist past wars. That spiral around today and go to both sides to keep going slowly better than time before the next intifada of war erupts as more young Palestinians grow up without hope or perspectives. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu gave the UN leaders the silent treatment during the speech on Thursday to protest the Iran nuclear deal. Now, later in the chief negotiator of the Confederation of Labor Unions in Burkina Faso said to be broken up by people watch justice that the leader of the last month's failed coup has rendered the authorities. It is undeniably distributed to derive the scheduled killing in another hurricane brewing in the distant since steady rain for the gray day as the execution operator appeared to witness a serial killer was found in mornings. The U.S. regulator that exposed Volkswagen's Wiggins emission test is investigating more than 24 diesel car models by BMW. Seminole and Orange counties in Florida are both investigated. Deputy involved shooting in Winter Park, Florida. And as a man critically injured, a deputy involved shooting in Winter Park. The nomination process of Republicans seeking presidency took dramatic turn after last Tuesday's bid. Ronald Reagan presidential elaborates to be Valley, California. Global stock markets climbed Friday as investors wait for the September U.S. jobs reports that offer more clarity and the Federal Reserve plans to raise interest rates for the first time in nearly a decade. London oil edged higher on Friday. The fears of but escalating violence in Syria and on expectations that data would show economic strength of the United States, the world's largest oil consumer. And very unusual, United Airlines CEO Oscar Munoz owned up to the fact that the company has treated customers and employees poorly and promised to do better by it. In an interview with the Chicago Tribune. Dollar higher before closely watch U.S. jobs report year ahead for the rest when the weekly losses 8 months and investors grow more tolerant of risk. Alright, look at that stock market report here. Dow 62.72.01, Dow 12.69 points, S&P 500 19.82, and Nasdaq 4,627.08. New research suggests that dinosaurs wiped out 66 million years ago by asteroid may also face another natural disaster during the max. Move over Pluto Stanford carried a similar highlight as it's a new high resolution operation to be transmitted to Earth from NASA's New Horizons mission. It's Pluto's largest moon, not the famous dwarf planet that is getting all the attention. NASA unveils 5 of its future space exploration missions. NASA recently unveiled 5 of the missions expected to be launched by the end of 2021 in the Discovery program. We're getting in March, the movie film opened on Friday about it thus stranded on the red planet gave actor Mackenzie Davis a better appreciation of what would make Mars' mission so difficult. Catherine Kelly Seal knows what it takes to support a loved one undergo treatment for breast cancer this past summer. Marks 6 years since her own mother was diagnosed with invasive breast cancer. For various medical bills and health services, American may need patients grappling with their insurance claims beginning today as much anticipated. Launch of tens of thousands of new government-mandated ICD-10 codes used to describe every 10 centimeters of age. The risk of developing cancer increased by 18% of women, 11% of men. As cancer, the growth is out planning to investigate how many mortality from cancer ever cause of death are searched with height. You don't need to be a foodie if you're gut to have a great influence on your health. It seems that every week there is a new study that finds new ways in which you get bacteria linked to diseases. Western Police Department on the hunt for a loose moose. Last seen near Drury Lane and Bancroft Tower. Here, tell news time, 8:09. Time now for a sports report. The Boston Red Sox lose to the New York Yankees down at Yankee Stadium 4-1 as the Sox start the final 3 games of the 2015 regular season in Cleveland against the Cleveland Indians. Game time 7:05 p.m. We're heading over to the run for the Red Sox. Two AFC North rivals began Week 4 of the 2015 NFL season Thursday night. A tight overtime battle that ended in the Baltimore Ravens beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-20. Over the night for the NBA season will be very special for the Golden State Warriors. The better coming finals with the Cleveland Cowboys being available perhaps more. Importantly, also receive their championship rings. Are the defending champion Warriors being overlooked? The Houston Rockets, a legit threat to the West. It's time to break. John Farrell finishes chemotherapy as discharged from the hospital. In Alameda, California, Oakland Raiders players were supposed to be off on the last day of August, but Quebec Derek Carr kept checking his phone, waiting for a chance to go throw. Pierre Chaldusa is out 8-10. Take a look at the travel report here on this. Friday morning here, and look at that. Rhode Island here. 146 southbound so for the North Smithfield Lincoln stretch. 99 on the northbound side so from 126 Lincoln to Woonsocket here. 146 on the southbound side so from Lincoln all the way to downtown Providence here. 95 on the southbound side so from Tucket all the way to downtown Providence here. 95 on the northbound side so from Route 37 and Wark all the way to downtown Providence here. 185 on the westbound side so from Seekonk all the way to downtown Providence here. 285 on the southbound side so after Route 44 at Smithfield. 285 on the northbound side is so from Route 37 and Crescent all the way out to Route 12 in Johnson here. Newport Bridge to the westbound side, a little slow here. 24 to the northbound side, so I have Route 142, Route 44 to the Taunton Radom stretch. 28 to the southbound side of the Board Bridge, a little slow here. Southface Express on the northbound side, so from Quincy all the way out to Dorchester, due to an accident on the Southface Expressway southbound side at the Boston Boulevard section in Dorchester here. 120 to the northbound side, it is so from 135 and Edith all the way out to Route 9 in Wellesley here. 485 on the northbound side, it is so before Mass Pike in Westboro here. Mass Pike in the eastbound side, so after Route 30 to Freeman and Natick stretch, and then hit brakes again from 120 to the west and all the way out to Newton and then hit brakes again for the Austin Bright area here. And Mass Pike to the westbound side, so from Logan Airport to South Boston here. Today at the Buffs ends is so for the Worcester stretch through the accident on today in the eastbound side before Route 9 here. 120 to the northbound side is so from Route 90 in Mass Pike in western to Route 20 Waltham here. 128 is at South Go from Route 2 at Lexington all the way out to Route 3 to Burlington there. Route 2 to the westbound side, so before Route 120 at Lexington and Route 2 in the eastbound side. So from Route 60 at Belmont all the way up to the Fresh Pond Parkway at Cambridge here. Typical tunnel both ends looking good here. Route 1A southbound side of the Sumner Tunnel, slow. 93 is southbound side, so from Medford all the way to Zakin Bridge here. 120 on the northbound side, an accident around Route 1 in Peabody, so expect some delays here. 93 and 120 at a little slow here. 93 to southbound side. Exit after Route 125 Wilmington, so expect some delays here. And 93 to the northbound side. It is exited before 485, so expect some delays here. Route 2 on the westbound side. Get an accident up in Leominster here. Around Route 12, so expect some delays here. Up in New Hampshire. There's highways in New Hampshire looking good and up on the main turnpike. Southbound side, it's slow before going up. Otherwise, main turnpike is looking good on both ends from York to the Augusta Viewport there. Now, look at that MBTA alerts here. Green Line East service suspended between Brigham Circle and Heath Street. Please use Route 39 bus for service between Brigham Circle and Heath Street. On-time will experience minor delays this morning due to track issue between Belton and Welton stations here. Red Line experienced minor delays to the signal department near Porter Square Station. And on the Queer Rail, Haverhill Line, train 210, 9:05 a.m. from Haverhill delayed weekdays 7:20 minutes at Andover and Belvedere Friday up to 23rd. Providence Solon Line, train 906, 7:40 from Stoughton delayed today 15-20 minutes due to an early mechanical problem here. And on the ferries, all looking good. Bear Channel News on 8:13 here. Town Alpha, a weather report here, and looking at the radar situation here, it shows a lot of light rain, the moderate bands of rain from the Cape Downs on to the south coast of Massachusetts, covering much of down in Bristol County in Massachusetts, and stretching up the Midwest from Franklin up to Medfield up in Natick, and stretching south of the Pike from Natick down for Worcester, down for Suffrage, and a lot of rain showers down for Connecticut, from New London down for Stamford, and down for New York City here. Alright, 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. Today, rain like man at 11 a.m. Clouds got about 53 degrees. North about 15 miles of gust size high. 37 miles on the chest face to 7%. New prints provide between a quarter and a half days possible. Take rain like man before 3 a.m. Clouds got low at 49 degrees. North about 14 miles of gust high. 32 miles on the chest face is 70%. New principal amounts between quarter and half possible. Saturday, chance rain before 2 p.m. Then a chance to drizzle between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Then a chance rain that drizzles after 5 p.m. Cloud sky about 3-4 degrees. North winds about 50 miles gun size, 37 miles on it. Chance range is 40%. New principal amounts between the 10 quarter inch possible. Saturday night, chance of rain drizzle before 7 p.m. Then a chance to drizzle after 7 p.m. Cloud sky about 48 degrees. North winds about 11 to 14 miles gun size, 30 miles on it. Chance range is 30%. New principal amounts less than 10 inch possible. Sunday, chance of drizzle before 9 a.m. Then a slight chance of rain after 9 a.m. Most of Casca low at 60 degrees and northeast about 14 miles because as high as 24 miles and chest range is 20%. Sunday night, chance of showers most Casca low at 49 degrees and chest range is 20%. Monday, most skies got about 63 about 48 degrees. Tuesday, parts of the skies are about 67 about 46 degrees. Wednesday, most of the podcast skies are about 69 about 47 degrees. And for Thursday, most of the skies about 67 degrees. Now, temperature set at 51 degrees, light rain, humidity 89%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Chell morning news on this October 2nd, 2015 here on a Friday. Viewers, have a good day with a good buzz today.